Champion Life TV. We are so glad that you tuned in today. There's a great message in store, so let's go straight to Pastor Eddie.
I want to tell a story, and as I said earlier, and in fact, I think this story for Father's Day is the message. It is a story that my father had a lot of influence in. But when I was about 15 years old, in 1973-ish, I was like any young man being raised in a farm community. We had a lot of big equipment and tractors and combines and all the equipment. So we had a machine shop. And I'd spent a lot of years in that machine shop. I became very good at rebuilding stuff. And my dad started talking to me early about buying a car. You know, anybody can go out and buy a car off the car lot. He goes, "My son, you want to go out and you want to buy a car that, you know, needs work, needs fixing up, and we can go in there and we can work on this car." And, you know, my dad's persuasive. He talked me into it. You know, it was my idea by the time we were done, but he talked me into it. So I went out and I bought this car, and I bought a 66 Malibu Super Sport. Anybody know what those are? Duke knows. 66 Malibu Super Sport. Now, I had several friends that also went out. Now, they weren't what we would call very good-looking cars when they started. They would be what we call fixer-uppers at best. And do we have any pictures of these things? This is a 66 Malibu Super Sport over here, and that would have been what my friend's car looked like. Now, my car didn't look like that. They both looked about the same when we started. But here's what my dad talked me into, or my dad's influence on my life. He said, "Son, don't start driving the car. Drive it straight into the shop and go to work on it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but maybe I'll drive it for a week or two." I mean, it looked like that. You know what I'm saying? And it needed work. It you know, it was a, you know, smoke coming out the tailpipe. I mean, it'd been beat. And I'm like, but Dad, let me just drive it for a little bit. And he's like, "Son, I'm telling you, if you start driving the thing, I can tell you from experience, you'll be driving it all, you know, and it'll never end up in the shop where it belongs. It belongs in the shop." And I'm like, I did. I drove it in the shop, and we started tearing it apart immediately. Now, on the other hand, I had some friends, and they bought cars, and they bought cars. In fact, the Mustang looks just like that. What they decided to do was throw an expensive, flashy set of wheels and tires on it and drive it like that. And I would put it in this type of a context. I would say that they did the minimal amount of work to get that ride on the road. And what was important to them was to get on the road. To not really think about what they were driving, but just get on the road. Now, I, on the other hand, I went into what I would call 6 to 9 months of, now we're in church, it's Father's Day, and this is a Bible word. You know, Bible words are fine. I went into about 6 to 9 months of hell. It's a Bible word, okay? It's a geographic location. Okay, I went into this very deep hole of depression. You know why? Because I have a car in the garage, but I'm bumming rides from my parents. I have my own car, and I am bumming rides from friends. I have my own car, and I'm borrowing cars. I'm watching my friends heading out in their Mustang with the flashy wheels. But you know, my dad was right. There was a day when I was no longer bumming rides. I was no longer borrowing cars, but that car, my friend's car, never did enter that shop. Now, there was a term that I would say that was used to describe both cars, and the word was potential. We all know what it's like to see an old car. I mean, many of you look at that car and go, "Oh, Pastor, I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take that." Anybody know what year it is? Anybody have any idea? 65. Thanks, dude. 65. You're like, "What are you talking about, Pastor? That's an awesome car. I'll take that in a heartbeat." You'd use a word like potential. Do you see potential on that screen? But here's the thought. They were both described with the word potential until the day that we rolled this one out of the garage. There was a day when that car left the shop and we no longer started to use the word potential with that car. Do you understand? Years later, we're still looking at this car going, man, that car has potential. I think it finally got wrecked and, it's bye-bye, gone. It's recycled now. It's a Volvo. I want you to get your mind wrapped around that. The word potential, used for both. But there was a day when the word potential was no longer used to describe that car. How do we wrap that into our lives? You're the workmanship, the craftsmanship of God. God wants to go to work in our lives. But many of us, we just want to get on the road. We just want to get on with life. Forget the marriage counseling. Let's just get married. We'll work it out on the run. We throw a set of flashy tires and rims on our marriage and we're blowing smoke out the tailpipe, but who cares? We're on the road. Hatching kids and, hatching. Just for fun's sake, if nothing else, just for Duke. We tore that car. We went all the way back to the beginning. We tore it down all the way. We stripped her down all the way. And the motor, just for fun, 10 5-to-1 pistons. Anybody know what those are? Thought I was going to do 11-to-1s, but did 10 5-to-1s for the lope. 3/4 race cam, dual Mallory points, dual Ediblock high rise, 13-inch dual Ediblock high rise. Had to cut a hole in the hood because of carburetors. Dual 7 Holly 50 double pumpers. Okay, now in the last service, a couple of the women came up and go, Pastor, dual Ediblock high rise, are those a type of stiletto shoe? Is that? I'm serious. They thought they were high heel shoes. No, you can't talk about a car like that. Power glide transmission, Posi-Track rear end, radial TAs. Okay, that's just because I just had to say that stuff. I had to get it out because it's so much fun. Here's the question. Which type of car are you today? Is everyone around you talking about your potential? Let's just settle it. You have potential. You were created by God. You were created in the image of God. So it's not about potential, but are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing? I'm going to cuss on Sunday morning. I hate to do it, but it's got to be done. Delayed gratification. Oh, no. There, I said it. None of you will probably come back next week. Delayed gratification. Are you willing to pull your marriage into the shop? Are you willing to put your life into the shop? Are you willing to put yourself in God's machine shop? Good. And say, God, strip me down. I'm a rust bucket right now. I'm tired of hearing the word potential. It's time for some realized potential. Or will you be satisfied to just get out on the open road with a set of, what are they called, spinners? Set of spinners. What's that? Glue-on rims. They have glue-on rims? Well, Jason, there you go. They have glue-on rims. Are you thinking glue-on rims? Are you thinking spinners? Even if you go all out and you get some radial TAs, Mickey Thompson 50s, whatever it is. I'm telling you, you will not experience the ultimate ride in that. Even though it has potential, you'll never experience the ultimate ride. You've got to let God go to work in our lives. What does that look like?